Before arriving in Spain, I had so many visions and expectations of how my semester in Sevilla would be. Meeting passionate, kind people, eating amazing food, enjoying the beauty of siesta time. It was going to be so much better than my lifestyle in the US. That being said, I definitely romanticized Spanish culture and would categorize myself in the polarization reversal stage on the intercultural development continuum. The day I arrived in Spain in January, I got a call from my doctor back in the US that my MRI results showed that I had a femoral stress fracture from a previous injury. I was ordered to be on crutches for 4 to 6 weeks. What I had planned on being a time filled with exploration and appreciation of a new culture turned on its head. The shock of the news and the time it took to adapt to my now limited mobility, in addition to the new culture, made me very frustrated. While I tried to remain positive on the outside, inside I was very critical of my situation and the obstacles I had to now face in this foreign place. My thoughts began to become defensive. Why isn't the city more handicap accessible? Can't more people learn English nowadays so it's easier for me to get the help I need? Can people stop staring at me with my blonde hair and crutches? After I got over the shock of my change in mobility for my first several weeks in this new place, I was bound and determined to do as much as possible with my two new friends, my dear crutches. This included going to class daily and having to walk a while after I got off the bus. One morning on the bus, it started to downpour. I couldn't hold an umbrella and I hadn't left the house with my raincoat on. As I was crutching through the rain, one elderly man cautioned me, in Spanish of course, not to slip with my crutches in the wet street. After I took a minute to understand what he was saying, I was grateful and smiled. Later on my walk, another man who was delivering food offered to give me a ride to where I was going, which I politely declined out of caution. Once again, an elderly man walked up next to me and started talking to me, patiently waiting as I struggled with my Spanish a bit and holding his umbrella over me while we walked together until I got to my destination. Now I share all of this because I was shocked. 3 people took time out of their morning to express concern and offer to help. Thinking about being on crutches back home, I believe it would be rare for someone to stop and help me on the street because of our tendency to be go, go, go all the time. This story is just one example of how I began to notice and appreciate Spanish culture's orientation about time and relationship. I appreciated how these 3 people were more relaxed about their personal agenda that morning and therefore were able to notice me and extend a helping hand. While I was walking through the rain, I realized how the stress of my situation had caused me to become very closed-minded, but ended up offering me more time for self-reflection for my transition into this new culture. As I continued to hobble around the streets of Sevilla for a few more weeks, I started to look for and understand the why behind some of the cultural differences I was originally frustrated with, and for that I am very grateful for the growth and intercultural competence my setback offered me. Currently, I am back in the States earlier than expected because of you can guess what. While I wish I could be in Spain to grow deeper in cultural adaptation, I am grateful for the situation we are in. For me, this time of staying at home is a reminder to slow down and focus on what is truly important, relaxing and enjoying life. I also have been able to think about and apply some cultural adaptation strategies and see more cultural differences within my own nation. So, Sevilla, even though my time with you was a whirlwind, muchas gracias. I'm hopefully better because of you.